Wow.
Oh, is that the movie line for today? Oh, yeah, okay, that was an easy one. I completely forgot again.
I have one.
Okay.
Everybody relax. It's just a spike.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know that one. Cool.
So today, first of all, sorry for being away for so long, but today we are going to be talking about the impact that fans have on, I want to say, film and TV, rather,
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're a filmmaker or creator, how much should you choose to listen to your fans? Should you, first of all, should you choose to listen to your fans in general,
Yeah.
like when they're giving you feedback on what you've created? Should you take that into account, or should you just bury yourself away, keep on working, do whatever you want to do, and trust yourself or trust your team and so forth? Or should you kind of take like heed in terms of what the fans are saying? Or, and if so, to what extent, to a point where you're not just now doing what the audience is telling you to do, because obviously you still have to do what you want to do, or do what you know is right. So the examples would be
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, obviously. It's season 8.
I have a lot to say about that.
Season 8. A lot of people had a problem with it.
Yeah.
Another example would be, so there are many examples actually, examples where it has benefited the creators to listen to the fans, or when they didn't listen to the fans, it kind of turned out bad. Or when they did listen to the fans, it also turned out bad. So there are many instances where anybody can actually back up their point and be like, no, I believe as a creator, you should listen to your fans to a certain extent, or you shouldn't at all, because you know what you're doing and they don't really know what they're doing, what you're doing, or you can't use it. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Personally, for me, it's generally as creating something from scratch or something that you see as your vision. This sounds cliche. It's a two-way street. Look, if I'm gonna take something like, I don't know, V for Vendetta or a graphic novel or something, and I say, okay, I'm gonna make a movie out of this. I know that this thing has a lot of following, a lot of people really love this, so I'm gonna treat it with care, obviously, and also take into account what people think about it, take into account what people know about it, or the fans again know about it. Like if I were to take, yeah, like I said, V for Vendetta, and then just flip the whole thing and just did like, nah, fuck these guys. This is my shit. I know what I'm doing. And then I just change the whole thing entirely, and I just don't honor it at all. Then obviously I'm the dick, and obviously I deserve to be told shit. But if it's something like, man, like yo, okay, I'm gonna bring up Game of Thrones, I guess. If it's something like Game of Thrones, Lapoman ish, it's a tricky one for me. I know that a lot of people didn't really appreciate how the story ended, and we understand, and I understand that. Fine, it's okay to be upset, but a lot of the times it's just that a lot of the people had their own ideas of how this thing was gonna go. A lot of people had their own conspiracy theories. A lot of people were saying things like, "Hey, the Night King is a Stark. The Night King is actually here for Bran because of this and this and this." And then the Night King turned out to be a red herring. And I understand that, like, okay, that was upsetting. A lot of people were hoping for something bigger.
Most of the time, the issues are things that are adaptations. Usually, are the issue, right?
Yeah.
It's never original stories. Always adaptations that get like change this or change that or whatever, or respect the integrity of the thing.
Yeah.
Like Sonic is an example of that, where they put out the artwork and then people on Twitter were like, "Nope, that's not the way to do it. We don't like it." And then the team was like, "Oh, we're gonna change it. Sorry, my bad." Whatever, right? And I think I personally don't agree with doing that. I think we must just if a movie does that, just don't watch it and let the movie flop, and then they'll learn their lesson or whatever.
That's it.
But I don't agree with telling creative teams to change or whatever. And also, it's like Americans have been doing that for a long time, messing up adaptations. It's just that now the social media, we are more like they are more on their toes. Like with Deadpool, I remember when Deadpool was coming out and people were like, you guys better not mess this up, because the fans are very like culty on with the comic. They're like, you better keep it R-rated, you better do it right. And then they did it right. I think that pressure, I think if there wasn't that pressure, they might have messed it up. A perfect example is the first Godzilla movie. I don't know if you guys remember it from way back.
They bought
the rights. So So crazy story, like in Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you adapt a Japanese story, like apparently Godzilla has like a Bible, like a Godzilla Bible, and they're like, this is how he must look, this is how he must be. You can't mess that up. And Americans are like, tech. And remember that Godzilla looked like a
95.
lizard. He looked like a giant lizard,
Yeah.
and that's not how Godzilla looks. Godzilla's like this fat, chubbyish, like big, you know. So
Deformed
they were, Americans
dinosaur.
were like, no, we're not doing that, and they do whatever they want. So adaptations have been getting flopped, but it's just that now with social media, people are more like verbal. But I don't think that we should listen to them. Just don't watch the movie. Let the movie do very badly, and then that way it hurts them the most. Because now Sonic might do well because we're giving it critique, and you think you critique. But if you're just like I'm not watching it, and then they flopped, and then it's like, yeah, you know, you don't mess up a historical figure or whatever the case is. But yeah, so I think we shouldn't. Creative teams shouldn't listen to social media, even if they have good opinions, you know. But yeah.
So for you, it's solely for the purpose you don't listen to them so that they can learn they listen.
Yeah, and also because it becomes a bit of a madhouse when us as viewers are telling people how to create television.
Yeah.
It's weird,
Yeah.
man. It's like imagine people telling me how to do my channel. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I don't care how bad it looks. I would never listen to anyone giving me an opinion on my channel. You know, unless it's like a technical issue, like I can't hear you or I can't speak that language or whatever. But imagine someone telling me, "Oh, hey, dude," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, my bad, my bad." You know, we're gonna change it up for y'all. Nah, that'll never happen. So as a creative, I don't agree with people viewers telling creatives how to create. But also it's our responsibility to obviously make sure that we are catering to people and being considerate of historical figures. If we are doing adaptations, for example,
I don't know, because I'm divided. I don't want to lie. I'm very divided. Obviously, I'm more on the side of no. I'm gonna do what I want to do the way I want to do. For as far as I think this is right or correct or I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Guys, what?
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Okay. So, but then, I think this is why I think Star Wars is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Because George Lucas created Star Wars.
Yes, from scratch,
From
dude.
It's his original idea.
Yes.
And then he made the original trilogy, masterpiece for many people around the world. And then he went on
And
to
did the
ruin it
prequels.
himself.
But it's his baby, so
It's his
it
baby,
doesn't.
yeah.
It shouldn't really matter.
And I mean,
Give me an example of how you ruined it.
The
with
prequels.
the prequels.
Episode 1, episode 2.
Episode 1 and
now,
2.
Yeah,
Episode
now
2,
called
3.
episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. Okay,
Yeah.
so just quick background for people who are not aware of Star Wars. Star Wars is
Who the hell is not aware of Star? Okay, it's fine. It's
shot
fine. It's fine.
So George Lucas created Star Wars. He made the original trilogy. What's this? New Hope.
Yeah, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back,
And
Return of the Jedi.
That's the first Star Wars ever made in the history of Star Wars. And then he went on to make Phantom Menace. What's this?
Attack of the Clones, the worst one.
He made those 3 after that, which are known as the prequels, which basically tell the story of what happened before the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anakin and
Anakin Skywalker,
becoming
how he
Darth
became
Vader
Darth
and all
Vader,
that shit.
yada. So most people hated the prequels. What
They
came after
they literally wanted George Lucas's head, apparently.
Yeah,
Really? I
literally.
didn't know it was that bad. I enjoyed them.
Yo, people hate the prequels.
Oh, okay.
People
I had no
hate.
idea.
So much so that's why I'm saying, Woodsy, I feel like he was safe because there was kind of no internet at that point. But if he had done that now,
The abuse, dog.
the abuse he was going to face from, which obviously I'm not condoning any of it,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying you see
People
how people
didn't like
treat
it.
Game of Thrones
Yes.
creators and such. So I'm convinced, and that's why I say Star Wars is a perfect example because it happened again
With
the Last
Jedi.
You
And the
understand?
actors got.
Yeah, well, Rian Johnson did Last Jedi and Gates.
It
Rian
was
Johnson.
2017.
Yeah, so
The latest one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the latest one. Yeah, the latest one did
I
Last
hated that
Jedi.
movie.
Because I'm not that attached to Star Wars, man. I was like, oh man, amazing.
It was
movie.
good, yeah.
good.
It
I
looks
love
good.
Yeah. If you're not a diehard, you're just like,
yeah,
cool.
I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I love this. This is probably one of my best Star Wars movies ever, right?
Yeah.
And then people were like, worst movie ever.
Yeah.
And then you know how violent and very crass people can get on the internet. They started attacking actors.
There were
what's
there were YouTube channels where they actually were.
One eye. And this other lady, Lokunjan, what's her character's name, Ngambe?
Rose, is it Rose?
Yeah,
the Asian girl.
They attacked her to a point where
yeah, she deactivated.
Yeah, she deactivated her accounts and everything like that, which is horrible and awful. So that's what I'm saying. Which is Star Wars has kind of experienced this entire thing in its fullest form.
Yes.
Whereby the creator did something great and then, according to fans, messed it up. And then someone else also did something which some people might say, this is great, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And some fans are like, this is the worst thing ever. This is not Star Wars. Yada, yada, yada. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence. It's okay. So, and then there's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
The new adaptation that's coming. The character design of Sonic the Hedgehog came out. People were like, ew. And then the trailer came out. People were like, no, take that away.
People were like, nope.
And it does look weird. I will not lie. But the reason why I never complain about Sonic the Hedgehog, because I don't even know how I would do Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, because his character in video games cannot be like copy pasted into like a cinematic world. It's a weird
it's the same thing if I were to do like Dragon Balls. Forget the fact that it's difficult to adapt anime into
a movie and
live action film. The character design, I don't know how to do Vegeta's hair, man. And make it look
real
like,
and normal in a real world.
Not like weird, something I have to adjust to. So it's the same thing with Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, he's furry in this movie, and I'm like, hedgehogs are not really furry at the back. It's like thorns, little thorns. But then I don't know, I don't know. So that's why I never complained about it. I'm like, I guess we'll just watch the movie when it comes out. And then judge it on the fact of being a movie. So now they went back and they were like, you know what, guys, we heard your cries.
Imagine.
We'll go back, we'll redesign Sonic the Hedgehog, and we'll be back, right? Which certain people commended that. Wow, thank you for listening. Which I guess it's cool, but it's also like, now what if they go and they just fuck him up even more, and then come back and we hate the new version more than the last version.
But
so
also
for me, it's all of those things. Like, I feel like it's cool to listen to the fans, because sometimes the fans can sometimes know more about your thing more than you. That is true.
But also, guys, like, when it comes to arts and creating, guys, isn't it? This sounds very self-indulgent, very selfish, but like, in the creative world, when you decide to get into the shit, you basically want people to hear your voice, it. You want people to see what you see in your head. And if we see, there's like a lot of creatives. If I put out something and you don't like it, go on to the next person. That's it. Minanje, as long as like, okay, this is what I wanted to do, this is what I wanted. But manje, the thing with Sonic game, manje, bachampi, so with like this thing, they're just doing it for, I don't know, cash grab, or they'd wanna please. I guess in that case, I could say, okay, fine, because maybe the point of Sonic being made into the movie was for fan nostalgia and all that shit, and then we will go because we grew up on Sonic, we played Sega, whatever. But like, I'm just saying that generally for me, the problem it comes with the fact that isn't art about having a voice at all. So if I want to share my vision with someone and then they don't like it, and I say, okay, I'll switch it up. Like, what is the point of me doing this then? Why am I doing this? I'm probably in it for the wrong reasons then. This sounds cliche. This sounds some idealist bullshit. But yeah,
it's not like the people who created Sonic were very passionate about Sonic. You know?
No, they're not.
It is like, let's adapt. What else can we adapt? You know what I mean. So yeah, definitely, it's not. They're not in it to be like your reasoning. It's all about, let's bring back this nostalgia.
Let's make money.
You know, let's introduce the younger crowd to Sonic, and the older crowd will be nostalgic.
Lion King.
Exactly. It's Lion King. Exactly. It is for the wrong reasons. And with regards to Star Wars is bigger than George Lucas, man. So
it's sentient.
So hey, man, George Lucas is probably just like, hey, man, sorry. Like, it's so I'm sure he's fully aware that it's bigger than him. He's not even direct. He's not even involved.
Yeah, it's like executive.
He just comes to check
just
in.
nods.
Like, you're good. Okay, goodbye. You know, like,
does that lightsaber work?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, okay, I'm out. You know, I mean, it doesn't really belong to him anymore in a weird way. It's
Disney's.
Lucasfilm is Disney now. So for me, Star Wars is a great example, but it's so much bigger than George now. Hey, it's like it's beyond his it's above him in a weird way. Like he has no more, in a strange way, he doesn't have the power he has, even though he's the creator. He's respected, but it's so much bigger than him. So obviously, it's and what you're explaining is similar to like it's almost like with the Bayhive with Beyonce, where Beyonce will be like, Bayhive, please stop being so mean.
Like,
and then they shut on
mind your
Beyonce.
business.
The whole
Mind your business.
You know what I'm saying? It's the Bayhive is like bigger than you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So yeah, man. I think George Lucas is aware, but he's just like, bro, come on, guys. Like,
remember in 95 or 96 when Joel Schumacher had to apologize after Batman and Robin?
Why did he apologize?
People hated it so much.
Really?
Bad nipples. Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze, whatever.
That was considered a bad movie.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I love that movie. Yeah.
I also love it. It's
love
cheesy.
it.
I love it for the same reasons I love.
I love that movie, man.
And I know what Joel Schumacher was going for. He was just going for like it. He was like, okay, it's a comic book movie. It's the 90s.
Yes.
And how? That's what he said. He was like, okay, guys, if I've offended you in any way by doing this movie this way, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to entertain.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I see. So even back then, dudes were just getting angry.
Dude.
No, it's tricky, man. But I've noticed it's always an issue with adaptations, man. I've never seen an original story get like, I don't know, unless it's just a bad. With original story, it's just a bad movie.
Yeah.
But with adaptations, like, be careful, sensitivity.
Would it count with J.K. Rowling
and Harry Potter?
Yeah,
but
and Harry Potter.
But has she made a bad one?
No, not really. But the revelations.
Yeah, she's
afterwards.
Yeah,
she's like, weird now.
That guy was gay. No, I personally don't like. I don't know what she's doing.
Because the Harry Potter thingy were very pissed off about that. Not that not necessarily about the detail of it, but like why?
I think J.K. Rowling is just pandering, bro. I don't think. It's just pandering. I don't think. Yeah.
So in that case, do you think it would fall onto she is being influenced by? She
kind of is,
because in all of conversation.
Yeah.
She falls under the creators who are being influenced by.
She kind of is, but also I don't know J.K. And also in a weird way, the movies became bigger than her. But like, because I remember even she did where Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter theater. Yeah, she was black.
And people lost their shits.
And then J.K. was like, "Oh, I love Black Hermione. I support her. I love her." And people like, "That's cool, but you've made all your money, so it's easy to support. Hermione, Black Hermione. You've profited, So it's like this weird argument. But J.K. could genuinely be about that life, I don't know really. But it just felt like she was pandering. Where it's like, "Oh, by the way, Dumbledore's gay. Oh, by the way, that guy was queer. By the way, I'm like, well, then why didn't you add it into the story if he was gay or whatever the case may be?" Because even when I watch Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald, I thought Dumbledore and Grindelwald were it is. It's interesting, but it's not as dope as the first one. I thought Grindelwald and Dumbledore were like a couple. Because there's a scene where he's like, "No, we're more than brothers."
Oh yeah,
and then they do this blood pact. So I thought they were gonna like make out or something. I'm like,
I didn't think that, but when he says it more than once in the movie.
Yeah, I think they were lovers. Yeah. That he's insinuating that Dumbledore is gay.
Well, you never seen it. No. Sorry, man.
It's fine. Yes, I don't think I ever plan to.
Because I caught that. I'm like, is Dumbledore gay? I think he's gay. Like, I think they're a couple. I think they were past lovers, not a couple. Yeah. So, but I mean, if you're gonna say they were, then just do it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
but it also could have been a studio thing. J.K. could have been like, "I want Dumbledore to be gay," and then they could have been like, "No," So, but you will never know. Like at this point,
it's this world. Look, okay. Let me just put it this way. If I were to create something and it turned out to be good and it turned out to be this big thing and then the fans come to me and tell me how to navigate my own shit, I'd tell everyone to fuck off. Honestly, I would tell everyone to fuck off.
Yeah, I think I'll do this. I'm that type of person as well. Yeah. But personally, I would also be like, please back off. Like, I don't know.
Get off my back about that, please.
I would, man. I'm also that type of. I would never be like, "Oh, my bad." Nah.
I think with me, no, I'd never either. Later apologize unless I really, really, literally fucked up in terms of whether it's representation or whatever the case is, or I did something wild and sensitive in the story.
Yeah.
But for how I did it, no, I wouldn't. But I think just I would end up not listening to the fans in a more of an indirect way. I wouldn't listen to the fans in an indirect way because when I'm creating, I would kind of shut myself out from the world so that I'm not influenced in any case. Because like you think, I'm doing Endgame and I'm like, oh, Captain America's going to do this and that. And then I see a fan theory online and then it either coincides with what I was going to do or it kind of is like, oh man, that's a very good fan theory.
You're conflicted. Like, should I?
So just to even avoid that so that I can know, which even if in Endgame Captain America does yield Mjolnir, I'm like, and there was a fan theory about that, I'm like, I can like
clear my conscience.
honestly say I had no idea. I've never seen that before. Because I literally have never seen that before. I think because of that, ultimately I'd end up like, not listening to the fans. But I do think sometimes, man, creators need to listen to the fans because sometimes you can drive your own shit to the ground. It is possible. And I know you guys are fine with that. I guess I'm just not. I'm not right.
It depends on who, man. Like, because I know a lot of people in film, they say Reddit is like a good place. I remember like one of the writers of Westworld, Christopher Nolan's brother. He was like, he likes Reddit a lot because it's like people on Reddit say some really solid stuff, you know, like, so he says he goes to Reddit to kind of like read because people there are more like critical and they're more film. But like dudes just on Twitter, you know, I don't know, be selective. I guess be selective of who you seek opinions from, because you were saying Reddit, apparently the Reddit crowd is very like intelligent, like, or you know, more like they have exactly, they just very invested and they have better like theories on things. So the Reddit, I've never been on Reddit. Apparently it's also like a messy fucking bunch of people who think they're all clever, you know,
another
like
section of the internet you just never been there, don't.
It's like quarter to dark web there with the theories. So but I don't know, man. I guess be selective if you decide to do that, but don't just allow everyone to you know, just come in and turn your work into some sort of madhouse, you know, like I don't agree with that.
Because at the end of the day, you could be listening to everyone and trying to please everyone. At the end of the day, you end up not releasing anything because you'll keep on going back.
And also, if you succumb to them and then it flops, the crowd is not gonna flop with you. They just
they should be like, sorry, bro.
I didn't
do it.
What were you thinking listening to us?
We're not filmmakers.
I thought you were a professional. Exactly. You're just playing a losing game, bro. Like, you're gonna lose, bro. Because the crowds will do that. Like, dog, you know, I just didn't think. I mean, I didn't think you'd do it.
You actually listen to us?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell is wrong with you?
Such a messy thing to do. Don't do it, man. Like, so, nope, I don't agree with that, bro.
This world.
I think that's right, man.
Yeah, no, we can. We
can. I'm actually glad that D&D, Bano, or whatever their names are, after that whole reaction, they were just it's like remember like when they said like when the final episode of Game of Thrones is, we will be far away getting drunk. I'm actually glad that they did that. Ignore the noise. Like even right now, post whatever, they're just like, fuck it, it's over. We don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Be angry on your own.
Yeah, but fuck them though. That is disrespectful. That is just disrespectful what they did. But it's fine, man. They go like Star Wars apparently.
And one of them is writing that movie with Ang Lee, that
Gemini
Man. Off is one of the writers.
That movie already looks pop, but we'll see. We'll see, man. Will Smith right now is not looking but but we'll see. Good for them. But man. Anyway, you guys tell us what you think about that, like about the opinion of
and we will
on films.
Yeah, we will listen to you and we'll come back and re-edit it.
So do you guys think creators should listen to fans? If so, to what extent? If not, why? And so forth and so on. Please go check out the other episodes of Reviews on Tap, the podcast. There are more reviews coming on the way. Maybe not. We're not sure.
Yeah, it's been a while, yo.
True.
And please check out Role Models. I'm pretty sure some of you are already aware of the show. Check out Role Models. Check out Sisterhood, Sisters in Crime. And subscribe, comment, like, share. Hit us up on Twitter. Please go check out my channel also. It's been dormant for quite a while, but if you get time,
merch.
Is it still Nganawa Live?
It's still Nganawa Live. I'm coming back soon. I'm not sure when, but soon.
Yeah.
Cool, yo. Peace.